So I'm now ready with my second tutorial on this series. So today we are going to discuss about Unity Hub. Now I expect everyone has downloaded that Unity application, right? And it's installed successfully. So usually what happens when you download Unity Hub now, so here you will be having some option to install some Unity setups and all. So current version of Unity is 2019.3.10 FN. This is one stable version. If you want to go for the previous one, you can go like this. For example, this is Unity Hub, and here you can select the version. For example, 11 F1 is already released, right? So you can go for this 18 or maybe click on next. Sometimes you can also go for some alpha or beta, right? Other than that, there are some other options also that you can look for. So this is how this particular stuff works. In case you have already downloaded, like I have shown you last time, so you may select that particular file and then you can install, right? So this is how you can add on Unity. Other than that, there are some other features also, like Microsoft Visual Studio Community, that you can also download. Android build support, for example, you want to add on some sort of application related to Android or maybe Mac, so you can correspondingly download the stuff, right? So similarly, for this particular version, let's say this one, add module, I have already downloaded this WebGL support, so it's saying it's already installed. If in case I want to add on Android build support, which include Android SDK and NTK tool and OpenJDK also, so I can select those also. So depending upon whatever your requirement, you can go for that. But for the time being, I suggest you to download this WebGL build support also. Okay. So now, as far as we're concerned about learning from Unity platform, when you open the Unity Hub, there are four tabs: projects. Initially, it will be empty. I have already tried many things, so that's why it's not empty. Otherwise, if you are opening for the first time, it is going to be empty. Other than that, there is a Learn tab. So, in case you want to learn something, right, there are few games and some tutorials available. These tutorials are available on Unity website, as well as you can download this project. I have already downloaded it for you. For example, this FPS micro game. Uh, if in case you have not downloaded, there will be a download icon. You can download it that, right? Once it is download, you can open this project. It is going to get opened in Unity, so it may take some time. All right, so it's getting downloaded. So the very first screen you get is this welcome screen. One more thing I would like to add on here: in case you have mistakenly closed the Unity Hub, in that case, what you can do is you can go to tutorials over here, show tutorials. Then you will be getting all those in screen over here, right? So I'm going to click on Get Started. This is a particular game screen, right? So I'm going to tell you how this particular layout works. So this particular is a hierarchy window. Here you will see your scene, whatever you are going to create. This is your game view. For example, when you create a particular game, how this particular scene will appear to the user. This is what game view is going to tell you. Here you have asset store. It is connected to the internet. For the time being, I don't want to talk now about this. Here you have project window. In project window, further here you have various folders. For example, there are some assets, FPS, and there are some scenes over here. So thing is, every time you do something now, you are going to add on that particular thing into a scene, right? So this particular scene is there. For example, you want to add on, maybe let's say you want to play basketball, you want to add on some car, you want to add on some helicopter, you want to create some wall. Everything you're going to do in asset only, and everything you're going to do in scene only, and all the stuff that you're going to do is known as asset. For example, a wall is an asset, a chair is an asset, a plate is an asset, a car is an asset, a tire is an asset. Everything is considered as an asset. So we'll go with this one by one. Then after that, I'll tell you that how does it work. So in this play test, it always asks you to start the tutorial by clicking over here. In this particular game, there is an FPS game. You have to kill some enemies, right? So I'll click on start. So it says enter the play mode, play button by clicking on play button. This play button actually loads the game for you. For example, while making a game, you may need to test your games many times, right? So every time you want to test, just click on the play button, and whenever you want to stop it, so you have to click it again. So for example, let's say I'm clicking it, so it look like this. So now I have a gun in my hand. I am rotating it with the help of mouse. So there are some control given over here on the right hand side. So it says that you can move WASD key or maybe arrow key, you can use that. So in case you want to jump, you can click space bar. So if you can see, there is some black color body over there, that is your enemy. So I can hit that by clicking on left mouse key button. So I can click on that. So this is how I'm going to move it, right? This is the health. Right now I don't need any health, there is no so like if I click on space bar, I can go for that. So here also there is some room over there. With the help of wall, there is some sliding door, sliding floor I should say. There is some enemy over here, see, it can kill me also, right? So right now my health is not so good, so I can go over here and grab some health over here. So now I have regained my strength. So yeah, so I have killed it. It says all objective complete. Now to exit, I am going to play it again. Okay, now first thing first is clear. So that means whenever there is something you are going to create, you have to click on the play button to actually check it. After that, you can evaluate it and click back, play again. This is the process you are going to follow in everything. Now here it says the select game object in hierarchy. Now I talk about the game object. Game object is the one which is on the hierarchy window. Now consider like everything is a game object, but you're going to create some properties into it. You're going to create some component into it. So now based upon those component and properties, it is going to behave differently. For the time being, let's say consider player is a game object. Now I said every particular game object will have some properties or components. Those properties and component will be available in this inspector window on the screen, right? So this inspector window, in general, there is a option called gravity downforce. For example, for gravity downforce means how much capacity do you jump, right? What is the capacity of your jumping, right? So you may increase or decrease this capacity. Let's say I increase it to 30. So if we increase the value by 30, so gravity down force means now it is going to be much heavier and it will not jump to that extent. Now if I click on play button, now if you observe the kind of jump earlier I was taking, now see the gravity is reduced. Let's say I again click on this play button and now I try to add on some other values, so it may change. For this time being, this is just a tutorial. Maybe we should not maybe disturb the flow, but yeah, you can do that. Okay, next tutorial is add a room. Now in this particular tutorial, you are going to add on one room into that. So let me show you how. For example, so first of all, there is an hierarchy window and there is some scene view. So how you are going to navigate into this? So click next to continue. First of all, there is an hand tool. Now when I click on this hand tool will be selected. Now if you see, I am clicking on my left mouse key button and I am trying to move over it. This is hand tool. This is how you can move your whole scene. So right now this is the floor on the earth, right? And now you can move it up down, right? Now similarly, if you use the alt key on your mouse option, so it will become an eye view. And if I press my left arrow key, right, so now you can rotate your scene according to your choice. Now I can see I am standing here, one enemy is standing here, another enemy is standing here. So this is how I can view. So this is how it works. Similarly, there is an option called zoom in, zoom out. So in case you want to view like this, so maybe you just need to hold the Alt key, and now you can use the scroll button on your mouse, right? In case you are using your touchpad, maybe you can zoom in and zoom out with the help of that also. So I can zoom in, maybe I can go to the floor. If I want to look into the enemy, right? So I can look from any other angle, right? So zoom out, let's say zoom in. The enemy looked like a camera. Yeah, this is how it looked like. There is some speaker icon or maybe some sound icon over here. When enemy fires, now there is some sound. So this is how it goes. Now it's time to add on some room over here. Now there is very specific keyword called prefab. Now prefab is a kind of game object. Maybe it has some component and properties which are already stored as an asset. For example, you have designed a chair, right? You store it as an asset. So tomorrow, in case you want to make any project, right, you can directly utilize that. Let's say you put it in public domain. Now similarly, you can also utilize that asset, or maybe anyone else also. In case you have put it in public domain, everyone can access it. So similarly, there are many room things, there are many gun things, there are many car things which is available as an asset. So already Unity provides a lot of assets. So some of the assets are free, some of the assets are paid. You can even create your own asset and you can sell it out in market. Now in project window, there is folder called FPS asset. In that FPS prefab level, there are some rooms. So I'm going to click on this particular room, right? And in case you want to add on, this particular room into your window, you can just drag it. Its name is room alter. I'm going to drag it, and here I'm going to drop it. So now the room is added into my scene. Now this room will appear as a part of scene. So you may increase the size, you may decrease the size. For example, this is the move tool. Here, in case I want to move it to x-axis or y-axis, I can move it to up or down. I can move it to another third axis. Let's say I want to put it here. Let's say in free scene. So I can put it here also. So this is the way you can move on, right? Similarly, there is called Nave Mesh, another tutorial. Maybe I'll show you the maybe scaling option also, but not now. Maybe in next tutorial. So it said when you are making changes to your level, you need to update it navigation mesh to make enemy detect that updated level. For example, you're going to increase the level or decrease the level. So Nave Mesh, this is how it look like. So click on bake. So when baking is done, so this is appear as a fixed area. Now this is done. So now next tutorial is edit color. Now in edit color, further, let's say you want to start it. So floor gray is selected. Now once this is selected, let's say whenever you want to change any color, now everything has to be done through material only. For example, right now if you see, the color of the floor is whitish and gray. Let's say I want to change it. So I go to this albedo property and I'll change the value, let's say by this one, right? So extremely blue. So once I close it, so now can you see that this floor gray material is changes? So now I'll already applied this material to the floor. How I have done it, I'm not going to show it right now, but yeah, what you can do is you can apply this particular color on the floor also. So next, okay, so I'm here. I was adding the enemy bot. So here I can click over here and add on the enemy bot over here. So I can move it like here, maybe around the axis also, maybe like this, and then clicking on next. Now it's time to build and share. Now in build and share, what you have to go do is you have to uh, go to this file, build setting, and then you need to select WebGL. Let me go step by step. Okay, so maybe in case you want to play it again, so you can, what you can do is, with the help of arrow key or WASD, see the color is changed. So now if you want to see that where we have added the room, maybe here, not here, maybe the other side we have added. Yeah, see, this is the room we have added, but yeah, obviously it doesn't matches with the ground, but this is the room that we have added. So what we can do is we can further go on and play that game. So my health is down. So right now I have put off the sound, but yeah, you can unmute that. So it's mute right now. Okay, so this is how it works. So open the build setting, go to file, build setting, and then click WebGL, then build. Maybe in your PC, in case you have not downloaded that WebGL that I have shown in the beginning of this tutorial, then it will not be compiled. So it will be saved as an project which you can further utilize that. You may upload it. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you.